So recently, I went to Orlando, Florida, and if there's one thing you know that's in Orlando, Florida, it's Disney World. But there's also another thing that if you haven't been to Orlando, there are premium outlet malls pretty much all over the place. And you can find some very, very good deals, including deals on shoes. You know what? Especially on shoes. So I bought some shoes. And I didn't just buy some shoes. I bought a few shoes. You know what? I didn't even buy a few shoes. I bought one more than a few. Because a few is three. Now, this does range from Nike to Under Armour. And then a little bonus because when I got back, I found a really cool pair of Pumas. Which I know you don't usually find those, but if you couldn't tell, I do have a thing for Nike and Under Armour. Now, Under Armour is some of the most comfortable, the most comfortable shoes. I had a little bit of a brain mix up. The latency was not great for a second there. The ping went through the roof. I had a little bit of a buffer moment, or what have you. Under Armours are the most comfortable pair that I've worn, though. That is short of two very specific Nike shoes, and that is the Looney Tune LeBron shoes and the Zion ones. The Zion ones are by far my favorite ever. I don't like to wear them very often, but they are by far my most comfortable shoe, especially for my foot. But one thing I do wear is my Currys all the time, so I was looking in the Under Armour store for some Currys, and I found them. Not in my size. And I was devastated. I was so upset because these shoes were 50% off and they were beautiful. They only had them in 11s and 12s and 13s. But your boy is resilient. Your boy keeps going after what he wants. And I was willing to pay full price for these shoes. However, I went to another outlet mall and found the exact shoes. Two pair, my exact size. Honestly, I could have gotten a 9.5. They had two pairs of those. Almost did. But you know I got both pairs. And this is the shoe. Now I know, some of you are just like, what? Why? For one, I just learned this like 10 minutes ago. These are glow in the dark. Yeah, I was shooting the Disney haul video and I kept passing by the shoes and I'm like, that's weird. It's like a little bright. And it's like, oh, these shoes are glow in the dark. So yeah. But it's got such a nice design. Look at the bottom of these shoes. I love colorful shoes so much. I have so many shoes that most people would just be like, why do you have those? It's because they're colorful, they're nice. If you've seen the Looney Tune LeBron ones, you know what I'm saying. Nice ASMR sounds out of the bottom of this shoe. But there are a few different materials here. We've got the actual shoes material. We've got the Under Armour logo. And we've got the toe of the shoe. Now, underratedly, we do have this cool little gradient here on the side. It goes from the back all the way to the side right here where it kind of blends in, which I just realized that myself. Every time I look at these shoes, I fall more and more in love with them. And if you're wondering what shoes these are the Curry 2 Splash Parties. the Curry 2 splash parties. Like I said, because they had 2 pair and they were 50% off, you know I bought both pair. I've been basically wearing the other pair every single day. So I wanted to show you what these look like pristine. Because where I live, it is easy to get white shoes dirty. Maybe someday I make a video cleaning them. I know I personally take as good as of care of my shoes as I can. I love clean looking shoes. And actually, I got a compliment wearing these shoes. Like, that's not something up until recently I've even been used to, getting compliments. Orlando really got my confidence soaring through the roof. I got compliments on my cologne, I got confidence on my looks, my body. You know, I've been not hitting the gym, but hitting the gym adjacent. Been getting those 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups like Pete Davidson says a day. In my case, it's like between 30 and 90 push-ups a day, and minus the sit-ups. But you know, don't tell Pete that, because I'm a big advocate for the sit-ups as well. These shoelaces, I've come to realize that some Currys have shoelaces that just will not stay laced, or they won't stay tied. So I've had to start double knotting any Currys I end up wearing, and these are no exception. But this does have the SC30. And overall, just a perfect, beautiful, beautiful shoe. If you can't tell, I freaking love these things. Did I say I love them? Now that the Currys are put down to bed, I am going to move on to the Nikes. We're going to save the Pumas for last. Now, some of these shoes haven't been worn yet, but that is not the case for this first pair, which are the Nike Air Force Maxes. I've got Apple stuck in my head now, so I was going to say Pro Max, like an iPhone, but no. We've got the Air Force Pro Air Max. Am I saying that right? These are the Air Max 90 GTB. So not Air Force Max, but Air Max. Which means it should add like 2-3 inches to my vert, am I right? But we've got a clean swoosh right here. And we've got a little battle hardened Air Max. Right there. We've got a little clear part here where we can see through the shoe. That's always cool to me. Right here. The other side has it too. And then we get to the toe. The toe allows for this to be worn a little more comfortably. And as you can see, if you know anything about shoes, I have worn them. You can see a little bit in this area. That's kind of the telltale for new shoes, is they'll have a little bit of that use wear right around the toe area. But on the bottom, it's a pretty clean design. You know, red and black go very well together, and black goes with pretty much anything. So technically, red, by extension, if it's with black, goes with most things. But that is the Air Maxes. Next up, we get the other pair of shoes that I got a compliment on. And these are a little different. These are definitely the only type, the only color scheme I have of this specific color. And that is purple and yellow. Now, these are LeBron Witness 8s. And if you know anything about shoes or reselling or anything, I don't know a ton, but I know I have been seeing these LeBron Witness 8s in so many different colors all over the place in like secondhand stores, like premium outlet malls is one. I saw like 3 different color schemes, this one especially. But I've also seen them at like Ross's. Now I did get a very good deal, just like all the other shoes. And I do like the design. I love purple and yellow together. It gives that royalty look. Not so much as like I've got a crown, but just kind of like, in a weird way, it's like a really cool street color. It's like really cool everyday color. We've got the LeBron lion in the background here, behind some of this mesh. Looking at the tongue, we've got the LeBron lion there. It is a very wide looking shoe, because over here usually there won't be this much showing over the little crux of your foot. I don't know what you'd actually call it, but I guess arch is what it is. I've got flat feet. I don't get to use that term as much as the average person does, but I can get behind the shoe, you know. I don't always get compliments on my shoes. I don't always get, you know, like looks with my outfits, but these shoes are one of those shoes that are just underratedly nice. And for like, I think it was like $35 for a pair of those. I mean, yeah, sure. No problem. Easy dubs right there. We've got one more Nike pair though. This is a pair that I didn't get at first, but it grew on me. In my mind, it haunted my dreams. And I'm building up the anticipation so much that when you see them, you're going to be like, really? That's what all the hype was? So let me show you what I'm talking about. It's the Greek Freaks Immortality 3s. We've got a nice little green Nike swoosh there, but here is the shoe. We've got several different materials once again. I did see a lot of this specific shoe in this specific color there. Now there was like 2 variants, and I really wanted one of the other ones. It was like a blue and tannish. It was really nice, but they only had it in 11s, and I myself am somewhere between like a 9.5 and a 10. Maybe a 9. That's what the Air Maxes are. But comfortably 9.5 to 10. We've got the Giannis Antetokounmpo logo here. And then on the back, we've also got a little bit of Giannis love there. And shout out to Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley for like saying Giannis's name right after all these years. That was so funny when he first entered the league. I'm sure he didn't find it as funny as some of us did. But Charles trying to say it correctly was top tier TNT panel. Over on this side, we've got the Nike swoosh, but it's a little different. We got mesh right in the middle, and then we've got the Nike logo here. Then we've got these regular laces, nothing too special about them. They seem like the Under Armour laces that if you don't double knot them, they're definitely going to be loosening as your day progresses. But I am excited. If you're wondering what just happened, I put the shoe down and it made a much louder noise than I thought. We get to the shoes that I literally set off an alarm for because I was looking at some Donovan Mitchell shoes, and at the Ross's I was at, it was like it just the Donovan Mitchells just went off when you touched them, weirdly enough. But we've got these Mellows, and these are so nice. LaMelo is the player in the league that when I first decided to become a full-time NBA fan, I was like, I want to pick like a young guy I can follow. And unfortunately, with the Charlotte Hornets and the stuff that's gone down, I am no longer a fan of the organization like I was. But I can still get behind a LaMelo Ball flashy pass here and there. It was him and Zion. Zion was the one I decided to follow first. But it wasn't because I followed him through college or through with Melo's case or LaMelo's case. He played in Australia. Zion I found right before he got drafted, and then I fell in love with his shoe. But this shoe is it's very unique. And I mean, that explains LaMelo perfectly. But we've got the M-E-L-O, Melo. Depending on what generation you are, you might just call him LaMelo. Or if you're a younger person and never saw peak or prime Carmelo Anthony, maybe this is Melo to you. We've got the number 1 with the angel wings sprouting out. We've got a good mixture here of textures. It is once again those laces that'll probably come undone super easily. You can't have a gripe about it because they're just basic shoelaces. But yeah, this is one of the first Puma shoes I've ever purchased, especially basketball shoe. So I really didn't know what to think, but when I put them on, they were actually fairly comfortable. And I haven't walked around in them significantly, so I can't just put it out there that they're an incredible shoe, but I love the color schemes. It weirdly gives me sea vibes, ocean vibes. It's almost like sea foam down here and sea foam all around. And then the green of the sea, because most of the time a sea is that greenish bluish, and this plays a little more into the green, but I think we can all see where I'm going with that. It's a reach, but we got there. Tapping on the bottom of a shoe is actually super, super relaxing. Weirdly enough, where else would you find that except ASMR? But that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what your favorite pair was, or what's your favorite pair of shoes that you personally love beyond anything. Just like for me, it's the Currys. What is yours? Thank you so much for being here though, and I will see you in the next video.